how can you listen to him and not think he's the greatest? And at this point in his career, this was his solidified album. This is the one that was like, oh, y'all still doubting? Okay, I'm gonna go at the following track, Takeover. I'm gonna go with Prodigy, Kill Him. I'm gonna go with Nas. Y'all want to keep pinning me against Nas? Okay, watch this. What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Off the Wall. For those that's new to my channel, this is my segment where I like to go through my record collection and just discuss what the albums mean to me and why they're in my record collection. So today, as you can see, today I'm going to be talking about probably, it's a toss-up with my favorite Jay-Z albums. It's either this or the Black Album, but classic nonetheless. This album is actually turning 20, which is freaking crazy. So I had to do this episode. I just had to. So without further ado, I bring to you Jay-Z, The Blueprint. Let me just fan out for a second. This episode is literally just gonna be a fan out session of me and Jay-Z and The Blueprint. So if you don't want to hear that, exit right now. The Blueprint for me came out September 11. I was just turning 11. This album meant so much to me in my youth growing up, and Hov is like my favorite rapper, man. I still remember having this. My cousin, it was the days of Napster, man. Y'all don't even remember those days. This album was out at least. We were riding around with The Blueprint for at least mid-August. Like, we had it in August, and I remember first hearing it over the phone. This is gonna sound crazy. Like, it was no FaceTime. I was like, yo, you gotta hear the new Jay-Z going on Nas. It's crazy. Listen over the phone type shit. And me at 11 years old, I'd never heard something like this yet. It's absolutely groundbreaking. This album legacy is just impeccable. I mean, it's in the Library of Congress, on Rolling Stone's greatest albums. I think it's like top 30, top 50, something like that. For me, it's a change for Jay-Z. I think the foundation that was laid on the Dynasty album, when we got songs like Soon You Understand and This Can't Be Life, I think those two records, obviously Just Blaze and Kanye, but those records laid the foundation for this record. And for it to only be completed in, 2 or 3 days, majority of it is nuts. I'm gonna go through some of the records I love. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go through all the records. I told you this is a fan out session for his 20th anniversary. It's great that these hip hop records, these classics, are reaching these milestones, and we could talk about it. And maybe the youth will look at this video and like, oh, I never really checked out The Blueprint. Let me see. All the Kanye Young fans who came on after Yeezus. This is the beginning of Kanye West, the Just Blaze, the Binks, Eminem, Renegade. It's so many great moments on here that. Yeah, let's just get into it. The album came out on September 11th, 2001, which is obviously crazy fucking day, and it still sold well. Like, for an album to be released on tragic day as September 11th and still get acknowledgement and still do the sales and still critically acclaimed, and it was the album that took, for me, the focus off that. Even at a young age, I could escape with The Blueprint. And I believe Ghetto Fabulous first album dropped on the same day. So that's crazy. Going to The Ruler's Back, right? Every time I hear that record, it's such a perfect introduction. I think Jay-Z does intros perfectly for the most part, especially when he was in his prime. The Ruler's Back, Bing did that beat, I think. Dun, dun, dun. Like, to hear those congos at the beginning of it always makes me feel warm. Like, to this day, when I put this record on and listen back to it, when I hear those, how it starts, it's just like, oh man, like this is great. And this is the fan in me, like just that feeling of, off we go, let the trumpets blow, and hold on. Like, listen, District Attorney, I'm not sure if they told you I'm on TV every day. Where the fuck did I go to? Plus, Hov don't run, Hov stand and fight, Hov a soldier, Hov been fighting all his life, so what could you do to me? Just the rapper that Jay-Z was. Let's just strip everything away. The rapper that Jay-Z was at this moment was like, how can you listen to him and not think he's the greatest? And at this point in his career, this was his solidified album. This is the one that was like, oh, y'all still doubting? Okay, I'm gonna go at the following track, Takeover. I'm gonna go with Prodigy, Kill Him. I'm gonna go with Nas. Y'all want to keep pinning me against Nas? Okay, watch this. I'm gonna make the Takeover. And may I just say, listening back to the Takeover, Kanye's a fucking genius for even going after the Doors sample. You know how hard, like, to go after that song from the Doors is like someone sampling Jesus Walks of Kanye. Like, that song means so much to the Doors discography. It's such a classic record. And to flip it and make it, like, it just sounded like war. Like, Jay-Z had to just feel war. And I read a story that Kanye, he had a beat CD about 20 some beats, and he was like, this is my last beat CD I'm gonna make. So he gave Beanie Siegel his shit, and Jay-Z heard a bunch of beats, and the rest is history. But the Takeover is still being talked about today. It's like Takeover either is still being talked about today, and Jesus Christ, he's son, and I love Prodigy, Mobb Deep, big up to everybody, but he son Prodigy so bad on it. He made him just seem like you little fuck. I got money stacks bigger than you. Like, ooh, when I was pushing way back in '88, you was a ballerina. I got the picture. I seen you. Then you dropped Shook One, switch it to me. Like, he made it a mission to destroy all the Queens niggas, because he was like pulling all their cards. Nigga, you ain't Mobb. Who cares your Mobb Deep? My whole clique is the crew. Even to go at Nas and question his longevity, question his albums, question just his legacy in general. Like, dude, you had one hot album every 10-year average, and that's so lame. Nigga, switch up your flow. Your shit is garbage. Like, that shit hurt Nas. Obviously, if you heard Ether, that shit hit a nerve. So Takeover did his fucking job, man. And as big as a whole fan I am, I'll still have to give the edge to Ether, just because that shit was dangerous. Like, that Ether, that shit to make your soul burn slow. Like, that shit was dangerous. But better, far song, obviously Takeover. Izzo with that Jackson 5 sample, again, Kanye West. I remember first seeing that song, I think it was around the first BET Awards when they premiered it, and that was like around my birthday, so that was a treat. That song is just dope. Like, I don't think that song gets enough praise as it does, just because it is so, it dates itself with the Izzo, like Fashizi. Like, it dates itself, so I get why it's looked at. It doesn't get the recognition a lot of the Jay-Z song get, because it's dated, Girls. Let me just say this. Girls is probably my favorite beat ever. Like, some days I just listen to that and I'll just tune Jay-Z out. Like, I'll just tune Jay-Z out, and just the way that Just Blaze flipped that sample and chopped it up, it's just like, for Hove to have Slick Rick, Q-Tip, Biz Markie, R.I.P. on the record, it's just like, and then that remix, oh my gosh, like. But Girls is one of those records that's always going to feel good to me. That's one of those records I'm going to always play. Had to tie the back of a head like Deuce Bigelow. I got so many girls across the globe. That song is just, that's a classic hip-hop record. And he got the OGs on it. And the video is dope, too. Like, everything about that song is just dope. Jigga That Nigga. Every classic album has a skip, right? That song really sounds dated. A lot of that Trackmaster's production kind of aged poorly, I would say, especially songs like this in this era that R. Kelly, and just when they were really in this kind of sound back. But the whole verses on there are just classic. Got more six in the first grade. The crib got killer views of square feet. You had to film MTV Crib for a week, so sleep if you need to. Mommy out. Like, he was just in a zone, man. I think the next song, Jigga That Nigga also gets overlooked, because look what two songs it's placed in between. It's placed in between Girls, and You Don't Know. Like, you have no chance of surviving that. Like, you have no chance. You Don't Know. I never heard anything like that until that point ever in my life in rap. Ever. And that sound became the signature Just Blaze and Jay-Z sound. The PSA, the You Don't Know, is the oh my gosh, the Show Me What You Got, that loud percussion, Hovey Baby. Like, it became their signature sound. But none of them are better than You Don't Know. I always argue with my friends over PSA and You Don't Know, and it's like it's a toss-up, because PSA is different. But You Don't Know, Hov was just so in his bag, popping his shit, and like, put me anywhere on God's green earth, I triple my worth. In that last verse, I was born to get cake, move on to switch states, cop the coupe with the roof gone and switch plates, was born to dictate, never follow orders, dick face, get your shit straight, fucker, this is Big J. To this day, that shit still gives me chills. For Just Blaze to say that wasn't even the complete beat that he wanted to, that wasn't all he wanted to do with that beat, fuck out of here. Hola Vito is another one I think gets lost in the sauce. Killer verses. Yeah, you shining, but the only thing you leaving out, you're a candle in the sun. That shit don't even out. It's the only record on the album that sounds like that. Obviously, it's Timberland sound in the midst of soul, if that makes sense. And that song is in between You Don't Know and Heart of the City. Like, it just can't survive. Like, those two records are placed in places where it's just like, yeah, we can skip that, go to the next joint. And then you go into Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. It's like, that song is still being used today. Like, that song is probably top 10 Jay-Z songs, period. And the fact that it was a story that Kanye told, he said the Fiesta video was on and Jay-Z heard his part in the video and then went in the booth to record Heart of the City and said all three verses with the bridge. And then by the time he came out, the video was still on. Just to even, first the Fat Boys break up and every day I wake up, somebody got a problem to hold. Or bird ass niggas, I don't mean to ruffle y'all, I know you waiting in the wing, but I'm doing my thing. Or sensitive thugs, you all need hugs. Damn, little man, I'm just trying to do me. If the record's 2 mil, I'm just trying to move 3. I get a couple chicks, get them to try to do E, and hopefully they'll menage before I reach my garage. You can hear when a rapper is in the zone, and it's only a few that go. It's only a few where you can feel it, but when you feel it, it's like nothing can match it. You could tell that person was just like, ain't nobody fucking with me. I'm going out there. I'm going after Nas. What? Adam had the best album, and everybody's gonna try to take my 2 producers and copy my sound after this. Like, man, Never Change, probably my another favorite on here. Even when I was young, that song spoke to me. As an 11-year-old, I was like, I love this song. That was my favorite song at 11 years old. Like, you know how crazy that is? That David Ruffin sample, Kanye on the hook. That second verse on there is ridiculous. The stories that he was painting. This is the first album where I felt it was a lot of personal Jay-Z records. Like, yeah, we get the 444s later, and we get the Lucky Me's on Volume 1. We get them sporadically, you know, Regrets, Soon You Understands, Can't Be Like. You get them sporadically, but for the most part, Jay-Z was like a braggadocious hustler. So when he started getting these soul samples and started, lost 92 bricks, had to fall back and knocked the nigga off his feet, but I crawled back. I had A1 credit, got more crack from the first to the fifth, gave it all back. If I'm not a hustler, what you call that? This is before rap. This is all fact. You can't match that guy, man. Song Cry, another Just Blaze beat that's just... You don't do shit like that. Like, you don't just pick up and leave and leave me sick like that. You don't throw away what we had just like that. I was just fucking them girls. I was going to get right back. What man can't relate to that? Like, that and we never heard Jay-Z speak like that. And most of these beats I heard was like for like Ghostface or Busta, or like they were making these beats for other people. And like Kanye heard DMX, made Heart of the City for DMX. And then the unplug Heart of the City and Song Cry are just... sick. They just add another layer to those records. All I Need, another Bink record that's stupid. That bass on there, that kick on there, that Fleece got free and PP on the step. He has no respect, no law of governing. Why you fucking with him? Matter of fact, why you fucking with them? All y'all need is the ROC, baby. A nigga been focused since I had the 30. Young niggas, y'all can't hurt me. Better watch and observe me and learn how to earn better. I burn cheddar. I set fire to your empire. I blow smoke in your face. Burn rubber off the rim tires. Yes, J-I-A, double G-A, live wire, nigga. Holla back. Bro. I told you this is a fan out episode. I'm just fanning. Renegade. Okay, let's put this debate to a rest. Eminem has the better verses. Period. I don't care. Now, Jay-Z's story is great. It's personal to him. It's some quotables. How you rate music with thugs when nothing relate to it. I helped them see their way through it, not you. Can step in my pants, can't walk in my shoes. Better yet, I bet you lose your tie and your shirt. Like, but then Eminem, since I'm in a position to talk to these kids and they like, it's just, let's just put that to a rest. Eminem has the best verse on Renegade, the best verses on Renegade. There's no need to argue. Jay-Z verses is great. If Eminem's 1A, Jay-Z's 1B, it's cool. It's cool. It could happen. And then Blueprint. Yeah, Bink did Blueprint too. Bink didn't do Blueprint too, but he did Blueprint. The title record, Mama Loves Me. Classic fucking record. And the dope part about what Jay-Z used to do, he did it on Volume 3. And I think it was another record he did it on too. But he would, and they kind of did it on Watch the Throne a bit. Well, they did do it on Watch the Throne. But he would leave space at the end. This is how dope. And this is the part that we lose with streaming. So at the end of the record, it'll take probably like 2 minutes and 7 seconds. And then another record comes on. Lyrical Exercise comes on if you just wait. And listening to Jay-Z album sometimes is like the Marvel end credits. Like you knew something was coming. The CD player's time is still counting up. Usually it would stop or start the CD back over. When you get the lyrical exercise and he's just bodying that topic. I'm far from being God, but I work goddamn hard. I wake up the birds when the nerds asleep. I'm catching my second when the second the first one ends. I am focused, man, and I'm not afraid of death. I'm going all out. I circle the vultures in the van and I run the block. Pull up in the drop, push up for my money. I'm in great shape, Dunny. I keep jacks jumping, 36 sets. Like a personal trainer, I teach Coke to stretch. I pump and rock sweats. All white trainers, the ghettos. Billy Blanks, I show you niggas what pain is. Oh my gosh. And then to go into Girls, Girls, Girls Part 2 with, I think it's Shantae Moore in there and Michael Jackson singing background vocals. What? Do you know how crazy that is that Michael Jackson was an uncredited vocalist on The Blueprint? Let me get into my best songs. Never Change, Girls, 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 toss up between You Don't Know and Heart of the City. I'm going to go with Heart of the City, sorry. So Heart of the City, Never Change, and Girls, Girls, Girls. Worst song? Jigga that nigga. That's easy. Best line, the streets robbed me. Wasn't educated probably, but fuck y'all. I needed money for Atari. Was so young, my big sis still playing with Bobbies. Young brother, big city, 8 million stories. Old heads taught me, young and walk softly. Carry a big clip that'll get niggas off me. Keep coke and coffee. Keep money smelling morphy. Change is cooler cop, but most important is lawyer fees. That's how it is now. That's how it always be. I never changed. This is always me. From the womb to the tomb. From now till I doom. Drink army from one cup, pass it around the room, and that's the ritual. Big Ran, I ain't forget you, fool. And all that bullshit you trying to get through. This is crew love. Move music or move drugs. Rival crews, get your black suits up. I never changed. Come on, dog. Greatest ever. Hoes the GOAT. End of story. Let's wrap this shit up. Never change. In closing, again, Blueprint, classic fucking album. I'm happy I have this vinyl in my collection. I do want the blue one. I'm going to try to find that. But the Blueprint on its 20th anniversary, we all should be listening to this album today just to celebrate this greatness body of work. It changed everything. He said, now everybody want to loop up, so try to make the Blueprint 2 before Hove. And like I said, it's always a toss-up with me between Blueprint and Black Album. The Black Album, I think, is like and you can watch my review on that too, but I think the Black Album is like all Jay-Z's in one album. The Blueprint is a very focused, personal album. And it might get the edge just for that reason, but all of them are great. Jay-Z has like 5 classics. Let me ask you, though, where does the Blueprint rank in your Jay-Z discography? And also, what's your favorite 3 records off here? Tell me some Blueprint stories. Tell me some stories about the Blueprint that you went through as growing up and just some memories you had about it, especially dropping on 9/11 and things of that nature. By the way, we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'd like to take this time to thank everybody who subscribed. Thanks to everybody who tunes in every time I drop a new video. I just surely appreciate it. The road is just starting, so we got a long way to go to get what we need to get, but I'm happy we reached 1,000. I'm thankful for you guys. So I'm going to put this record back on my wall. I'm Tatum. Peace.